Welcome back. Well, lots to go over and plenty of cues to track. We've discussed the big sector sort of story of the day, which is sugar. There are lots of other interesting stocks as well to keep an eye on. And our team is standing by with the CNBC TV 18 list of top stocks to watch today. Guys, good morning and happy Friday to all of you. Vamakshi, you go first because your sector is making the headlines. Sugar, we just got some perspective from the guests, but just put it in perspective because there's a lot of news flow in the last 12 hours.
Well, absolutely a lot of news flow indeed for the sugar industry. The first news flow that came through was that the government has lifted restrictions and has allowed ethanol production from cane juice, B heavy molasses, C heavy molasses for ethanol supplier 2024-25, which starts from November 1st. This is a big relief and a big positive for the sugar industry, and that is because the distillery segment was doing very well until the ethanol policy changed in Q3 of FY24. Ethanol production also receives generally a better margin profile as compared to sugar sales. So therefore, this bodes well for companies like Balrampur Chini and Sri Renuka. The other announcement that came through was that the government permitted the sale of up to 2.3 million tons of rice from Food Corporation of India or FCI. This bodes well for Triveni Engineering, and because the company in its Q1 con call had said that they had substituted grain feedstock with maize, but the margins for FCI rice were very healthy and attractive. So overall, this bodes well for Triveni Engineering. It also bodes well for Praj, and that is because it supplies tech for distillery operations for most of these companies. Other than that, the industry is also hoping for a hike in ethanol price as well as lifting of restrictions for exports. So that again, we will be watching out for.
All right, Vamakshi, thank you very much for that. So that's a fair bit of sugar right at the top. Well, we've got some fundraise as well. So Prestige Estates will be in focus. There is Max Estates, which is also raising money through issuance, and there is news flow for NLC. Vivek is here to wrap up all those things. Vivek, morning.
Well, good morning. Fundraising continues, and most of the promoters are doing QIPs in order to raise funds. Now, the first stock on the radar, the first company on the radar is Max Estates. Now, what we understand from our sources is that the company has launched a QIP to raise close to 800 crore. The indicative issue price is at a close to 12% discount to yesterday's close at 597.5 rupees a share. Equity dilution at almost 9%, and the company will be using the funds for land acquisition as well as interest and development of land development rights. The other stock on the radar, again, quite a large QIP coming through, is Prestige Estates. Almost 5,000 crore is what the company is looking to raise via the QIP route. Indicative issue price of close to 1,674 rupees a share, almost a 7.5% equity dilution. What is the company raising the funds for? Number one, debt repayment, also land as well as land development rights. That is something that the company is looking to acquire, and also looking to go ahead and do some investments in subsidiaries as well as JV companies. And lastly, NLC India, some important JVs that the company has announced. The company has, gone ahead and done a JV with Rajasthan Rajya Vidyut Utpan Nigam Limited. Basically, they are going to be setting up a lignite-based thermal power plant in Rajasthan to meet the fuel requirement of the thermal power station. And the JV also has been formed in order to go ahead through NLC India Renewables Energy Limited to development renewable power projects of up to almost 2 gigawatts, that is 2,000 megawatts. So going with the green as far as NLC2 is concerned.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Vivek. Well, let's hop across to Sudarshan. Sudarshan, Interglow, PB Fintech, large trades out there, and there's news flow on SpiceJet as well. Fill us in.
Morning, Nigel. So it's an update to what we have reported yesterday. So first one is Indigo. Rakesh Gangwal's trust has sold more than 5% stake via Blockdays, and Morgan Stanley Asia PT has bought nearly 1% stake on behalf of its clients, and Blockdays likely to have happened at rupees 4,715 per share. Next is PB Fintech. Tencent Cloud Europe has sold more than 2.1%, and buyers include Axis Mutual Fund, Euro Pacific Growth Fund, HDFC Life, ICICI Prudential, and SBI Mutual Fund. And following yesterday's Blockdays, Tencent Cloud Europe's holding in PB Fintech now stands at 2.1%. Last is SpiceJet. There are two news flow which might have a negative impact on the stock. First one is company has placed 150 cabin crew members on furlough for 3 months, and company says this step has been taken in response to current lean travel season. Second news is aviation regulator DGCA has put airline under enhanced surveillance. DGCA says special audit conducted on August 7 to 8 revealed certain deficiencies in operations, and that's the reason it has put on surveillance to ensure safety of operations. So keep an eye on these three stocks.
Okay, got that. Sudarshan, thanks very much. We'll keep them on our radar as well. Let's quickly recap the list of stocks to watch then this Friday. The ones that have positive news flow around them are Balrampur Chini, Sri Renuka, Triveni Engineering, Praj Industries, all of them on the back of the sugar regulatory developments. There's also Prestige Estates, NLC India, Interglobe Aviation, and PB Fintech. The ones that have some negative cues around them are Max Estates and SpiceJet. Okay, so that's the stock list for the morning. Let's now look at the commodity cues in focus as well. We have Manisha joining in with a roundup of all the action. Manisha, good morning.
Morning, and thank you for that. So, well, the top commodity today clearly will be sugar, and you've discussed that. So, I'll take on crude oil prices, which is headed for a second monthly decline. Well, the ongoing China demand concerns clearly seems to be weighing on the prices here. The street will watch out for the OPEC and allies meeting that's in the first week of September on what they do talk about, gradual output cuts from the month of October of 2.2 million barrels that has been spread out in the next year. So that statement, those guidance would be important to watch. But the only thing that really seems to be shining right now is the gold price is very close to its all-time highs of $25-30 an ounce. Well, it is about U.S. inflation data today, and any cues coming in from that will tell you on where the prices are moving.
All right, we'll take a quick commercial break here. Manisha, thank you very much for that. We'll come back. Deven Chokshi will be with us with some fundamental stock talk. And of course, we've got the Reliance AGM takeaways to discuss as well. So all of that is coming up.